Hey everyone, this is Mr. Jensen. I just want to kind of update us on some things as we're heading into our second 9 weeks of virtual learning. It's probably about a 10 to 12 minute video of just kind of going over some things, reminding us of some different things that will be going on and some things that will be maybe changed a little bit for this next week as well, or some things that we need to make sure that we're doing this week. First, to start off with, is that this week we are taking STAR again. So we did this at the very beginning of school, and we usually do it after every 9 weeks. It was not quite 9 weeks because we haven't been in school that long, but this is our time to take it. So STAR reading and math need to be completed by Thursday. Okay, so both STAR math and reading need to be completed by this Thursday. And this needs to be done by themselves in a quiet area. I would even suggest that you, parents, guardians, that you are in the room making sure that they are working and that they're taking their time, that they're not just clicking through it to get done with it, and that also that they're not using any kind of technology or outside help, including yourself. This is something that helps us kind of guide us to see where everybody is at. And how they are improving. So please, again, make sure that they are working by themselves in a quiet area. And again, I would suggest that you're in the room watching them to make sure that they're not using any of those outside resources, and especially like for math, that they're showing their work and those kind of things. So they need to make sure that they have pencil and paper out, especially when they're doing the math one. And if you are looking at the week 7 assignments, after every day slide, so we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. After every day slide, there's a slide that talks about STAR testing. Okay, so if you click here, click this link here, it will take you to another one that kind of gives you some helpful hints about starting it, and then at the very bottom of it, it says click here to begin. And we can help you get those logins. But if you've been logging into Renaissance and taking AR tests, then it's the same login as what you've been doing for that. All right. So again, it's every second slide after the main day. So Tuesday, we have Tuesday here, and then the next day talks about STAR. So those need to be done by the end of the week. Or excuse me, by Thursday. Not by Friday, by Thursday. All right, testing in general. All testing and quizzes should be done by the students by themselves. Okay, no help from parents or siblings. We have to get them in the routine of letting them try things on their own. Because as a teacher, sometimes that's a little bit harder to do when you see it. When you see that you've been working on it so hard during the week, and then they come to Friday and they take a quiz, or they come to a common assessment, and you kind of see them struggling with things, especially because you've seen them be able to do it. But we've got to let them do it on their own, because as of right now, we still have testing at the end of the school year, and we won't be able to help them during those times. Okay? So again, all common assessments, any quizzes that they take throughout the week need to be done by themselves. And again, on their own. So no technology or anything like that should be out. And again, I would suggest that you're in the room watching them to make sure that they are doing those things. And I know it can be hard, like I said, when you're looking down and you're seeing that they're struggling or seeing that they might not get it right, but we've got to let them try it on their own and see what they know. Attendance. We're going to talk about some new meeting times for math and science. But just to let you know, attendance will be taken for meetings, and it is probably potentially going to be noted in Infinite Campus, so that way you know as well if your child is not showing up to the meetings, and also that way we know and can go back and look to see who is coming and who is not. Mr. Jensen is still going to be using Zoom. I know that sometimes Zoom does get a little glitchy, and some of us are struggling with it at home, and Google Meets has been kind of working better, at least for what I'm hearing from a couple people. But as of right now, Mr. Jensen's still going to be using Zoom, because it still has more functions on it that he needs to use for math. Especially the biggest one is the chat, because on Google Meet you can't chat individually. So I can't ask students to work out a problem and then send it back to me without everybody else seeing it, because on Google Meet, when you're on the chat, everybody sees it, and it's really hard to ask students to hold up their work on the camera, because you can't really see it all the time. So just know right now that Mr. Jensen's still going to be using Zoom. On Tuesday, Miss Jones will not have any virtual meetings. So no virtual meetings for Miss Jones. Mr. Jensen's science virtual meeting will be at 9:30 in the morning. Okay, so on Tuesday, Mr. Jensen will be at 9:30 for science, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you what the new meeting times for math and science. More students are returning back to school, so the Zoom meetings are being condensed. So I just want to go over with the meeting times for you, for everyone. So on Mondays and Wednesdays, from 11:15 to 12, Shane, Ariana, Ashlyn, Skylar, Troy, Jasmine, and Michaela will be from 11:15 to 12, and this is for math. And remember, our expectations are over here, and this link can always be found on our Google Classroom under the helpful links. We have the meetings for ELA and social studies and the meetings for math and science. So that's going to be the meeting times for Shane, Ariana, Ashlyn, Skylar, Troy, Jasmine, Michaela from 11:15 to 12 on Mondays and Wednesdays. And then at 12:15 to 1 on Mondays and Wednesdays, we'll have Hunter, Ryan, Aiden, Gabby, Bo, and Tristan. So that's from 12:15 to 1 that they will be meeting for math. Science will be for everybody, and that is on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11:15. And again, the meeting expectations are here. You need to make sure that you're showing up on time, maybe a couple minutes beforehand. You need to make sure that you are in a quiet area. If you have headphones, make sure to have them on. You need to make sure you have a pencil and a paper, even for science, because we might need to be taking some notes. Make sure you're staying on topic, and be prepared to talk. Okay, I may ask you to go off of unmute yourself, so that way you can discuss and tell me some things that you think are going on, or so that way I can see if you're really understanding what we're talking about. And again, those can be seen on our slides as well. All right, so this is back on the math one for Monday. So you see the times, the updated times. Updated times are over here. Again, 11:15 to 12 for Monday and Wednesday, and then 12:15 to 1. And then if you go, you see science, we are not meeting on Mondays. And then if you go to science for Tuesday, you see that science is at 9:30 and 10:15. All right, so those of you who have gotten any reports the last couple days about things missing, those grades have to be submitted by Monday, because we have to make sure all the grades are in by Tuesday. So if they're not in by Tuesday, whatever was in there for missing will still be missing and counted as a 0, and that will be going on the report card. So those have to be turned in by Monday. You can always look at Infinite Campus to see what is marked as missing. Going forward, work is supposed to be submitted by Friday. And we set up the slides so that way each day you know what you're kind of supposed to be doing. That kind of guides you along what you're supposed to be doing. So starting this next week, if material is not turned in by Friday like it's supposed to be, then there will be a 10-point deduction every week. So if it's not turned in by this Friday, all your assignments by Friday night, we will put it in the grade book as missing, which it counts it as a 0 if it's missing. And then if it gets turned in after that, then we will grade it, but 10 points will be coming off and every week that it's not turned in. So the next Friday, if you haven't turned in something else, that will be another 10 points that will be going off of the assignments. Going back and looking at these assignments takes a long time for Miss Jones and I, because they're not all in one spot, because they're on different websites and different things to be using. So we just want to make sure that students are held accountable for what they're supposed to be doing during their class time. So again, if things are not turned in by Friday, 10-point deduction will be taken off. We'll still put the grade in whenever it is completed, but we will subtract 10 points from that, and we will try to make a note of that in Infinite Campus as well, that it was turned in late. And normally, grades that are put in, if they're missing and then we put a grade in, it will flag it and say turned in late. So that will be also a way for you to know. Just a reminder that our office hours are technically from 7 to 3. So if you message us after 3 o'clock, we might not necessarily get to you that evening. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. It just kind of depends on what we're doing. So just kind of know that, and also know that we have up to 48 hours to respond. If we do not respond within those 48 hours, please let us know. We try to do our best. We're still getting lots of messages and lots of questions. And I just want to remind you that being connected to Infinite Campus is really, really important to Parent Portal, because we might not always be able to send out every week what your child is missing. So you will see that when it goes into the grade, in the grade book, of what is missing. And we're also going to try to make sure that we label it week whatever, so that way you know what slides to go back and look at. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us on Dojo. One other thing that I want to take a look at real quick is, when I was looking at the vertebrate and invertebrate slides from last week, I sent those grades back, so your child should be able to see it on Google Classroom. If you sent me an email earlier this year and you're connected, you'll be able to see that grade as well. But I just wanted to take a look and show you what this week's Google assignment is. And I want to show you some things, and I want your children to see this, because a lot of time and effort has gone into setting this up, and we just want to make sure that they're doing the best that they can. Because again, this whole time we're trying to make sure that they're learning the content if they were like they were in a regular setting. So this week, it's called Classifying Animals, and there's this big sign here that says click here for instructions, and if you click on that, there's a link to a YouTube video of Mr. Jensen going through all of the slides and everything that they need to make sure that they are doing. Okay, down here at the bottom of each slide, it also has the direction. So the directions for this slide is, you don't have to change anything, but it says type in your animal name. So Moose Mark is the one that the example is here. You're picking a name that starts with the same letter as your first name. So if it was Amber, you could say Aunt Amber. Or if your name was Bob, it would be Bear Bob. Okay? So each slide has instructions. So down here at the bottom, the slide needs to tell what vertebrates are, and I've already started off the sentence, vertebrates are. You also need to add a picture of a vertebrate. Same thing with invertebrates. Then again, everything is listed here at the bottom for each slide. This is where the instructions are for each slide. In the bullets, you need to list the 5 vertebrates. So fish has started off. This slide has been done for them. They do not have to do anything to this slide, but this is what every other slide should look like. So it says to add facts. Add 3 facts for the first type of vertebrate to explain why it is that type of animal. You also need to add at least 2 pictures of different types of this vertebrate. If possible, label some of the facts in your picture. This slide has been completed for you so that you have an example. If you want to change the background and font, you can. So here's 3 reasons of why it is a fish. Alright, so again, just kind of want to recap. Everything down here, all directions are at the bottom. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out. and we are looking forward to starting this next 9 weeks. Thanks.